This is going to set the stage right here. I just walked out of this movie about 30 minutes ago, and I can barely remember it. And with that, I'm welcome to another episode of The Road Mentor. My goal, as always, is to enhance your movie watching experience. So Mortal Engines is one that I was kind of curious about. First-time director Christian Rivers, who is a disciple of sorts of Peter Jackson, who's producing the movie. Of course, Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings fame. He actually has some writing credit in here, which makes this even more disappointing when you think about that. Rivers is a first-time director for the most part, and he did some good stuff. He did, but for the most part, this movie is pretty flat. So this movie takes place about a few hundred years or 1,000 years into the future. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic world here. Of course, humanity kind of causes cataclysmic event through goes high weaponry, and they destroyed each other and blah, blah, blah. So now what's left of humanity is to create these cities on wheels, if you will, and they're kind of rolling around scavenging for resources. And of course, there's one major city, London, which is the big bad boy on the planet, if you will, bullying all the little tiny cities, gobbling them up, taking their resources, etc., etc. And the story focuses on a Hester Shaw, this young girl who is out for revenge, trying to go after the engineer of London himself, played by Hugo Weaving, of course, Agent Smith from those Matrix fans out there. And he killed her mother, so she's trying to get revenge on him as well. And as she's trying to do that, she comes across all these other characters and this rebellion going against them, and etc., etc., etc. And it's just a whole lot going on here, which I'm still trying to sort through it. And I'll start with what's good, because overall, I'll say right now, this movie, like I said, it fell flat. It's very bland, boring. There's a couple of good things that are going on here. First and foremost is the actual look of the film. Technically, it's well directed. It's well shot, good cinematography. I like the score. The special effects are really cool. The designs of these cities is great. Some of the action scenes, how they're shot, wide angle, good long shots, those are fine. And from time to time, it is entertaining when it gets to those scenes. From that aspect, it's fine. Visually, it's great, no doubt about it. Unfortunately, it's the story which really just drags this down. I mean, it's very convoluted. So many characters that are unnecessary. This one particular character is almost like this robotic creature to some degree, has a history with the main character Hester, which is kind of unnecessary, and you kind of drag the movie along. He shows up like halfway through, and his other characters just pop up at any point of the movie and unnecessarily, and it bogs the movie down because it is incredibly exposition heavy. I mean, it's like walk from one scene to another, exposition, quick action scene, exposition. Meaning, character exposition, that's all they do is explain stuff. And it's stuff that these characters are talking to each other, or stuff they should already know. And there was one example that stood out real quick where Hugo Weaving is talking to his daughter, explaining to her how he's been doing this for 15 years and building the city of London, all that. She knows this already. That's his daughter. What would she need to know? He's been there for 15 years. And it's lazy writing when they explain to the audience those type of scenarios through characters which already know what's going on. It just doesn't make sense. There's better ways to approach that. And it's bogged down by exposition, and it's very bland. And because of it, the characters don't get enough development. Nobody here really stood out for the most part. Hugo Weaving was kind of one note, and unlike him for the most part, he was fine. I'm not saying he was bad or anything like that, but Hester, the main character, he just didn't give a shit. He didn't care about it. So when the action finally hits, and the action is, like I said, is well shot and it's pretty cool, you just don't care. I just really wanted this movie to end because it is bland, and at times it's boring. And then when the action kicks in, it's just noise. It's noise and exposition. Exposition and noise, bland characters. It looks nice. Kudos, great. But that's about all you're gonna get here. This movie, I obviously I would not recommend. I can't recommend you guys go watch this. At best, is a viewing on Netflix, and this probably would have been just fine as a Netflix movie for the most part, because it's for free. I guess it would be okay. I mean, I didn't pay for it. I'm still kind of upset that I actually got a chance to go see this movie because of it, because I was just bored. It is boring. I mean, if you like visuals only, there's plenty to feast on here. Absolutely. Other than that, there's not much else I can say good about this movie, unfortunately. But either way, so if you guys catch it, let me know what you guys thought. Comment below. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.